Okay, so now I can introduce myself. That's Pat Spurgeon, a drummer with a band called Rogue Wave here in the Bay Area. So yeah, animals do love it. The scene actually continues from there, where the dog is just looking me right in the eye, and then looks at the camera and slurps and licks its chops. It's the funny. So where do I begin? I am on my second kidney transplant. It became clear to me that I needed one when I was in New York. I had just played a show, and I was in a friend's apartment taking a shower. I looked down, and my feet were swollen. They looked like Fred Flintstone feet. So I thought, okay, that's weird. Called my doctors. They said, come in as soon as you get back. They said, yeah, your kidney is failing on you. So I was really disappointed, as you can imagine. And my band was really busy all the time. And I'm thinking, well, I need to keep going. So when they told me I needed to do dialysis, I said, well, I know exactly the type of dialysis I'm going to do. It was exactly the one I did back in the early 90s, called peritoneal dialysis. And I thought, well, if I'm going to go on this again, I'm going to get my friend Jim in the front row, filmmaker, to see if he wants to do a film, kind of an instructional video, or more of a inspirational video. Because dialysis, when you're told you need to go on dialysis, it's kind of scary. I wanted to demonstrate this in a very active way. So what better way than take dialysis on the road, be a touring, working musician, getting in the van all the time, playing small clubs, staying in hotels, sleeping on sofas, that kind of thing. So I thought, I'm going to do this. I want to make this film be something that may inspire people to choose the peritoneal dialysis over hemo, which it just was it worked for me, so I thought maybe it would be the best. It's probably the best thing for everybody. I was told I had a 1 in 20 chance, so the first one being ruled out basically left me with about 5 more years of wait time, give or take. So we continued as a band, we continued working, and I continued trying to eat healthy on the road, which is impossible. A low sodium diet, forget about it. It just does not happen at Wendy's. Sorry, Wendy's. I'll say at any fast food restaurant, at any restaurant for that matter. So I ate a lot of rice cakes. Pretty much that. Still, it was hard. I had fluid gain all the time. I'd get migraines. I'd have to do dialysis in the morning after we'd been up all night. I'd have to do it just after a show. I'd have to run out to the van sometimes. I know it's not the most sanitary, but no one was around. I know there's doctors here, so I did it in places that you're not supposed to do it, but I also made sure that I wore my mask, I kept my hands clean, and no one was around. Actually in this scene, it's funny, it's one of the examples of what I had to deal with. I forgot to warm the bag up, and one of the ways you can do it is to sleep with it, because it gets right to your body temperature, which is perfect. I forgot to do it. The house didn't have a microwave. It was very cold. So I thought, I'll just heat it in a sink. And my doctors have told me that's not exactly the best way to heat a bag, but it worked. Working with my band, carrying on as if nothing was wrong other than I had a tube hanging out of me, and every once in a while someone might see that and get a little freaked out. I'm walking on stage and I've got a tube hanging out. It happens. You play drums. It kind of falls out sometimes. It's an interesting party trick. I never tried to pour beer or anything. And just side note, just because I'm a musician doesn't mean I abused my body and lost my kidney because of that. It was something that became, I don't even know what happened. It was a slow deterioration. It was happening throughout my childhood and finally caught up with me. So, no drinking, no drugs. That didn't take care of it. That didn't do it in. We're on break of the band. It's I think the month of November, and I'm still just carrying on dealing with the issues you have to deal with when you're on dialysis. And was out one night doing karaoke in Casper Valley, and I don't know why I'm giving the details, just, a little shout out for Casper Valley. So, I got recognized there the other day by the way, at Pete's Coffee. This kid was shaking. He thought he was in the presence of a big star. So. It was neat. So I told him that little trivia, that I was doing karaoke in Casper Valley. On the way home at about midnight, I got the call out of the blue that they had a kidney for me. And it was what's called a zero mismatch, which makes it short of a blood relative being a perfect match. This is about the best thing you can get. So I hit the lottery and went home, packed up some stuff, went straight to the hospital. In a couple days, I was laying in the bed with a new kidney functioning. It started functioning right away. I just got extremely lucky, and I got out of the hospital in record time. I think I was in a total of 4 days. Got out and healed up. About a month later, I was in the studio recording another record. It just was... It's really, I got to back up. It's really hard and educational for me to sit in this audience and listen to people's stories. They're insanely touching to me because I haven't felt that. I've gone through 2 transplants, but they both come to me so quickly and both been such good matches. I feel like I've never had a problem in my life because it's been seamless for me. And I really appreciate everyone's story, and I'm just blown away. I'm just really a blessed person, and I really want to thank everyone for their stories. That's not the end of my speech, but it could be, and it should be. I'm on 4 years on my new transplant. The only thing that's going on with me is I'm losing some hair on top. And otherwise, the doctors tell me that short of creatinine, which is one of the markers they look at to see how your kidney function is, put their finger over that number, it looks like I don't have a problem in the world health-wise. And even the creatinine level is pretty acceptable. So this kidney came to me at a perfect time. As it's my understanding that a second transplant is really difficult. It can be more difficult because you're sensitized. So, I'm assuming that just means that it's harder for you to receive another organ, or it may be risky. It may not take. There's all kinds of things. I haven't had a problem yet. I haven't been back in the hospital once, and I've been on the road a lot, and life's been good for me. And I really have to give thanks to my donor family. They obviously didn't want to do this. That's a whole other story. It's all in the film. But the young man who died, he was 19. His name's Peter. His mother absolutely did not want this. He had signed up to be a donor the day he picked up a replacement driver's license. He signed to be a donor, and he died that night. But he had told his sister that he wanted to be a donor. So she actually had to advocate for his wishes when the inevitable happened for him. So it's really an intense story. I get a kitty from a young man who just thought, I'm going to do this out of the blue. No family discussion. And when it came time, the doctors talked to the family. The mother didn't want this to happen, but accepted it. I've been in touch with the family. We are not in touch all the time, but she has told me and she's told Jim how grateful she is for the film and how much she is, let me just rephrase that, how she is now a donor and she advocates for it. So it's a good, it's a good thing. It's exactly what we want out of this film. So we've been, Jim and I have been very active in taking the film around and playing it wherever possible, doing Q&As, trying to raise awareness about organ donation. So here we are again doing it. We were trying to get Roadway to come here and do this and perform. We really wish we could have made it happen, but I'm very grateful and very happy to be invited here as an ambassador of the band and an ambassador for kidney recipients. So thank you very much, everybody.